Good evening, Facebook and YouTube world. Well, I've had some time to decompress, process, and get clear on kind of what I wanted to reflect about what I've been experiencing with my own parts work. As most of you I recently went to a health coaching convention. And it's always great to be in people's, other coaches' space and energy and inspiration and motivation. But with that high you experience, then you get a hangover and you have to work through that hangover. And the last 6 weeks have been pretty transformative in the way I'm allowing myself to experience life. A few weeks back, I was told by a friend after I had wrote what I thought was a very raw, authentic, sincere thank you, and I was accused of being told that I blur the lines between conventional and non-conventional boundaries. So that instantly took me into a spiral of I was just radically honest with this person and expressing gratitude, and then I started judging myself, whether I said the right things, why I said what I said, and whether it was right or wrong. Then when I was at the coaching convention, I was talking to one of my dear colleagues, and she's a business coach, and I was talking about how it's interesting how my clients tend to keep growing into the more of the kind of, I guess, prototype I want. And God bless you, Mihaela. Her advice to me was, be radically honest with your audience on who you want to serve. Be bold, be brave, and speak truth. Because for anyone who knows me as a Group X instructor, personal trainer, health and fitness professional. So I think a lot of people think that I help with diet and exercise and energy, which I do. I'm good at it, it's fine. But it's not really who I am or what I want to help people with. You see, over the last week or so, I've really realized that I've went all 29 years of my life until recently never feeling fully accepted for who I am or comfortable in my skin. And where some people see me as this really confident, inspiring person, yeah, I'm confident. I take ownership in the identity, the personality, the role that I've lived being told or being kind of, I guess, guided and conditioned towards being. The peacemaker, the hard shell person that is confident, she fixes everything, will make you laugh, will make you feel good. But the truth is sometimes I don't want to be outgoing. Sometimes I don't want to make everything right or better. It's exhausting. Sometimes, most of the time, I just want to sit in the privacy of my own home by myself, with my thoughts, with my music, watching a movie. It's just who I am. So I had those and the inspiration, and as I'm processing cultivating this growth and my change work, I was just kind of in a bittersweet mode of exhaustedness, because where you may all think that you have to do this or this or this, and you keep getting trialed and trialed and trialed, I feel the same way sometimes. It's God, do I have to grow today? Do I have to grow today? But yes, you do. You get to, Alyssa. So Friday, I was asked a dear question by my accountability partner, Jen, which thank you. She asked me, what is the one thing you'd feel super, super uncomfortable coaching on? I'm like, oof, hands down, love, self-acceptance, and worth. Why? well, because I love too hard. Like, I don't know how to love. I love too hard and then people leave me. She's like, well, what love too hard? Where did you get that definition? Where were you told that? What's that look like? And I'm like, asshole, she's right. Isn't this interesting that this is a story I'm telling myself? And she's like, well, what about like acceptance and worth? Like, yeah, I've never really felt that, and isn't that kind of sad? And she's like, that's exactly what you should be coaching on. I'm like, man, okay. And I somewhat agree, because it's quite interesting how, why not? Who gets to tell me that I love too hard? Who I should love? What's acceptable love? When acceptable love is? Like, who's the determinant of that? And why do I have to follow the rules? Why are there rules? Why can't we just be? So the thing I've really realized about all of this is being radically honest with the integrity and truth of who I am, and embodying my transition of becoming more feminine, not becoming more feminine, allowing my feminine to be at the surface instead of this like really hard turtle shell of rough around the edges, and then once I get to know you, then I'll lighten up. So I just want to be coming from that space all the time, and the reason I want to is because when we come from a place of being who we truly are, acceptance and worth is already there. It's when we try to make things black and white and stay in the realm and the rules of what society says we should do, or the news tells us we should do, or like books or religion, like, you are you. Evolution is continuous. You grow, you flow. And to be honest, there's never been black and white in my life since I came out in high school. So why all of a sudden am I trying to be a black and white person? I love gray matter. I love the flexibility and the creativity and the curiosity that it brings. I love the growth that can occur in it, the curiosity. I love that you get to experience rather than validate all the fucking time. I love that you get to forgive and allow versus judge and again validate. Because with validation, there's expectation, obligation, and this like role playing. And then within there comes anger, disappointment, guilt, resentment. Why? Why? So, as my feminine side starts to surface and I become radically honest in the truth of who I am and what I struggle with, regardless of whether it makes me less credible as a coach or a human being, no fucks given, unapologetically me, I want to start being more feminine. And I'm going to continue to love openly and love too hard, because there is no such thing as too hard. And that's that. So there's a quote that my dear friend Dave gave me regarding the feminine. And it goes as such: the energy that moves life is a force of the feminine. She is unstoppable. She is a source of all life, the mover of blood, breather of breath, the flow of the river's water. The feminine is life. We can feel her moving and living in any moment we are open to her or as her. So if you've had a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, I want you to take a step back, take a few deep breaths. Ladies, if you're feeling like you have to be super skinny or done up or fear of not being too successful, or being too emotional or making a scene in public because it's not ladylike. Gentlemen, if you're tired of feeling like you have to be the sole proprietor, or you just need to provide for your family and not have any fun, or not have too much fun, but more importantly, not express any of your emotion, especially if it's something sensitive, it's the month of being grateful. And I'm grateful for anyone who gives me any moment of their day to listen to whatever I say or read whatever I write. But more importantly, I want to encourage and inspire you that if you are living life in a space of you don't feel comfortable and you don't feel alive, to step out of it, change it. Just like me and the fact that when I love too much, people walk away or they'll run away, or that I can't have this or I can't have that or I'm not enough, I'm changing my story. And it's not going to happen overnight, but it's happening, and I can't tell you how and motivating and inspiring it is. Because the more raw and vulnerable I am with you, the more alive I feel. And how is it that our livelihood isn't what makes us feel alive at all? So, you are fine, just the way you are, just where you're at in life. Can it change? Yes. Are you enough? Yes. And if you don't feel like you're enough, guess what? There's only one person that we ever have to convince that you are. One person, and that's yourself. So how simple is that? It's not simple, believe me, I'm going through it. But man, just one person to convince and change a story for? And then when we change that story, everything evolves? That's what you deserve. That's my wish for you. That's the journey I'm on. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a safe and happy holiday with your family. Love yourself. And then love others.